Okay, so for this, the second part of the video, we're going to show also the cables that are in the conduit as well. Okay, so it's important to add that detail before we can close the chapter on this conduit layout design. To help me do this, I brought this right here to help me achieve that. And remember, we have defined some wires over here. There's a live wire, there's a neutral wire, an earth ground return or switch wire, and then we have a control or strappers. Others call it travelers, but they mean the same thing. So let's come to this very particular place. There is live cable coming from the distribution panel, okay, to this very switch, and it goes that way. Remember, there's another live cable that is supposed to travel from this very switch here, okay, to the other side of the circuit, where I'm specifically talking about the living area, the switch for the living area. So it is important to understand all of this. Okay, so I can say that for this we're going to have a live, a neutral, and earth, and there's going to be a return wire, but the return is going to be 2. Okay, because the idea is that at this point we have left the live here, and the only live cable running through this conduit at this point in time is the one going over here. Okay, so we need to show another one here to tell that there's a live cable, or 2 of them being here, but I mean, it's just saying there's no need to show that. Another important thing that you need to understand is that there's a different return wire for the light, and then there is a different return wire for the ceiling fan. So what that tells us is that over here we are going to have 2 return wires. One is coming from the fan regulator, and the other is coming from the light switch. Okay, so let's add one of these, and I'll put this right here. Okay, so that is that. So let's look at this place. Again, I can put this live, neutral at 2 returns over here. I can put the same thing over here. Okay. Now let's look at this. After this light, we'll still have 2 return wires. Okay, sorry about that. We're still going to have 2 return wires over here, because still there's one going over here. But at this point, the return wire is going to be just 1, because after the fan, only 1 return is going. And then at this point, there is no return wire. The only thing going there is the live, neutral, and earth. Okay. It's always important to understand that. At this point, we will have a return wire over there. Okay. Again, very important to understand that there's going to be 1 return here. Okay. What do you think is going to happen here? Yes, you guessed right. We're going to have just 1 return over here. And I believe you can guess what is happening over here as well. Only 1 return. Okay. same as this place. Do you think it's going to be same here? No. Why? Because at this point, the return of the fan is part of the conduit, the cables in this very conduit. So I need to add one more return. Okay. And this is going to be the same. This very point. Alright. So it's a very basic principle that when you understand, it will take you a lot of places. Okay, so now let's go to the bedroom number 1. Now, something interesting is happening, and I want you to take note. This is true because the power comes to this place and comes over here. Okay, but let's look at something. It is true. At this point, we have 2 return wires, one for the fan, one for the light. Right. But we have a switch here. What that basically means is that you need a control wire. Okay. You need a control wire. This control basically is the communication between these 2 switches. Okay, and at this point we can only talk about a neutral F and a return for the fan, this branch, and now we are still going to have our live cable run through the system because the live power is coming from this point. Okay, so we are still going to have our live neutral F. How many returns? I think 2, and then a control. Okay. Okay. This point is going to be, because the flow is from here, okay, there's going to be only one return. It's going to be only one return, and then one control. Remember, there's a live line moving from here to here. And let's look at what is happening at this point. Over here, the only thing happening is the neutral F and then a return. That's the only thing happening here. Okay, so that's that. Between these 2 switches, we have live, neutral, and F. Over here is going to be neutral F and then a return. So if you understand what we're doing, you realize that it's a very basic exercise. Okay, and now, because there's a live line coming to this part of the circuit, what is here? Yes, is going to be a live neutral F, a return and then a control. So we have all the 5 lines run through here. Just that at this point, the return is going to be 1. Of course, we'll have the same here. Now you see the control line being part of the wires because these 2 switches are communicating. That is that. To finish this circuit, we can see that clearly from this point to this point, the live is still flowing because the live wire needs to come to this point. Okay. So there's a live neutral F. There's going to be a return and then a control. Okay. The same thing is happening here. If you do not understand anything or there is something you need me to clarify for you, you can leave them in the comment section and of course I'm going to address all of that. Okay. What do you think is going to? We don't need any live line here. We only need a neutral F and then a return line into the fan. Okay, so that's it for this place too. And let's come to this point. The live cable is flowing from this point. Okay, so at this point, we're going to have a live neutral F enter this part of the circuit. Same thing is happening here. Okay. But after this, there's going to be return. From here, it's nothing like live. Nothing absolutely like a live kit because the live is flowing from this point to this point. So from here is going to be a neutral F, neutral, and the return. Then I can do the same. But here too will be neutral F and then a return. So we're done with the external light. Let's deal with the entrance light. At this point, since the power comes to this one, what is leaving this point is the return, neutral, and earth, and it's only one return. So, and then of course there is no control cable. We'll name that. So this is going to be one return, and that's that. This here. Then I'll bring this here. That is that. Let's look at now. Let's have a look at what is happening in the ladder area, and then of course we're going to talk about the kitchen area as well. So this is going to be a live neutral F. Okay, and definitely from here is going to be a live neutral F, but with a return. Okay. Here will be a live neutral F. Obviously, same will happen here. I'd rather do it this way. Okay. Then from here we're going to have, there's going to be a control wire because there's a switch here, there's going to be a control wire as part of this. So there's going to be a live neutral earth and control. Let's go through that. Remember, the live is coming from this place, and once it enters here, we are not taking any live line out again. But we are, because there's a live cable running from this switch to this part of the circuit. So we're gonna hold on to the live cable, and here the return will have to be 2. Okay, the return will have to be 2. We have 2 returns because there's one for this light, one for the fan, and then the control is going straight into the other switch. Okay, very fair to understand. Now guess what is going to happen at this branch, and I want to believe that you guessed very right. Okay, we're only going to have a neutral F return and then the control. Okay, exactly right. Okay, so let me rotate this. And I'll put this right here. So very quick, and we can see that we have been able to lay out also the details that you can find in the conduit lines. Okay, so you can see that now we can tell what cable is in what conduit. So if you should give this drawing to an electrician, he should be able to carry out this design practically. That is the goal and the aim of what we just did. So alright, so I'm going to see you in the next video where we are going to add some annotations to the design that we have done over here, because it's also important to tell what is, and then to also put out some few details using annotations. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. And again, if you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing to my channel so that I can do more of this. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Do not go anywhere. Bye for now.